Alright.
Welcome everybody back to the Double File Restart podcast with Charles Warren and Dale Davis featuring Caden.
And Lemon.
Yeah, it's Caden Lemon. Caden Lemon. Go sub to him on YouTube at Caden Lemon.
I'll leave a comment for you if you have trouble finding it.
I'll leave a link in the description. So we missed an episode last week due to Dale was enjoying Dallas, and Caden was. I don't remember what you were doing, but you weren't available.
Just get this week a spoiler alert. Watkins Glen sucked.
Oh, saw what you were doing or anything.
Spoiler alert, it sucked.
That's fine.
The Xfinity race was wild, though.
The Xfinity race was fun. I watched that as well.
Well,
I didn't stream any this week, but I watched both races.
Do you know my favorite part of that race?
Well, hang on.
It was my favorite too.
Hang on just a second, guys. We're going to talk about Indianapolis as well as Watkins Glen. The Xfinity race, I don't remember a whole lot happening in the Xfinity race at Indianapolis.
Outside the weather, nothing happened.
Exactly. I mean, Ty Gibbs ran away with the whole thing.
We waited around however long it was.
So, I don't remember, and I also don't think there was a truck race last week.
IRP.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was last week.
Adrian Ginsburg and make the whole thing. How about that? All out here. Sorry.
Yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen got a top 10 in the Cup race. I don't remember where he finished in the truck race.
19th.
He fell about 23rd or something, I think.
19th, first car went down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's not too bad for a first oval race.
He got better every stint of the race. Every stint he improved. He faded at the end, but during the race he kept getting better and better and better.
Well, I don't really know a whole lot because I didn't catch it I didn't catch the race or the highlights, so I don't really know a whole lot about the truck race. Is that pretty much all that happened?
Pretty much. Tom Majeski dominated the race.
Yeah, Tom Majeski got a win, so was he in the playoffs? I don't know if he's in the playoffs or not.
Yes, he's had a great year. He's given away some, but he's had a great year, and he seems to be getting hot at the right time.
Let's see here. Playoffs. Yes, Tom Majeski has won his way into the round of, I think, 8. Or is it 6?
8.
Okay.
Stupid. We're going to eliminate 2 whole people.
Right. So, yeah, Tom Majeski has advanced his way into the round of 8 with his win.
It started their playoffs already?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. IRP was the first race.
I paid so little attention to the truck race.
Well, me too, but I know enough to know what the playoffs are going on.
Yes. The Truck Series started their playoffs after, I think it was Michigan. I think Michigan was the cutoff race.
All the way in August.
They didn't race at Michigan.
Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking back to a few years ago where Michigan was the cutoff race in the Truck Series. I'm losing my mind slowly but surely, day by day. And if you guys on YouTube are hearing that, Dale is a drummer. He's gonna be the next drummer for ACDC apparently.
It's like a fucking habit to sit here and diddle on the fucking drum, so I'll just put the fucking sticks down.
When you gonna do your first drum cover?
I don't know if I ever will. Copyright.
Why?
I can take you up for a band. As long as you like loud stuff.
You know, it's funny. I went to all those Metallica shows this weekend, and all I want to do is play Metallica, but it's so exhausting.
Uh, so that was the truck race at IRP. Uh, Time Majeski gets the win. Shane Van Gisbergen gets 19th.
Hey, who's that
Haley
guy?
Deegan was at it again.
Haley
Who's
D.
that guy who dominated that cup race? Listening. Oh yeah, it was that guy who flipped at Texas that one time. Wait, he dominated?
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Indy Cup race.
Yeah.
That was a good race. See the difference. See, they're like, we didn't get dead cautions back. I'm like, well, Indianapolis road course was a good race, and it went off with one caution. So
Sonoma was good. I don't care what people say.
Sonoma was all right. It was kind of mid, but
I think
I
last year's Sonoma was a little bit better.
I thought last year's Sonoma sucked worse.
I don't know. I kind of like last year's
winner.
Sonoma. But yeah, onto the Xfinity Series. Ty Gibbs got the win in rather dominant fashion. It was him and Austin Hill, I think. Was it Austin Hill battling for the lead? I don't remember. Hang on.
Fudge, I can't remember. It's been 2 weeks. Hold on. I need racing reference to jog my memory, and then I can probably tell you everything I remember from the race. Indy.
No, it might have been. I don't know.
Pretty lame race. Just had a long weather delay. Ty Gibbs dominated, and Sam Mayer actually ended up second.
I was about to.
Where does Sam Mayer come from as of late? Like he was not long.
Road course ace, Sam Mayer, man.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up when you brought it up, Dale. You said that before I could get a word. Yeah, Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs finished 1-2 at Indy in the Xfinity Series, and then 1 week later at Watkins Glen, Sam Mayer dumps Ty Gibbs. But we'll get to
Sam Mayer. Looking back, it's been since Pocono. It's just like Sam Mayer's always lurking right there to take advantage of other people's stupidity, and that's an admirable quality.
I think it's more like his since his win at Road America.
Could you consider? I guess you could kind of consider Sam Mayer because he at Watkins Glen because Ty Gibbs was stupid enough to stump him in a wall.
Yeah, I said that when it happened. I was like, ooh, Ty, you shouldn't have done that. And I was like, well, he got away with it. And then the caution came out and said, oh, now you really shouldn't have done that.
Back to the Cup Series Indy race. We're kind of going all over here.
That's what happens when I join the show.
We're just spewing our collective thoughts as they come to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's been a crazy 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was Joey Logano is 0 for 3 in the Indy road course.
He did something else on the Indy road course. And don't forget Daytona road course. He was just as bad.
Well, what I mean by 0 for 3 was in 2021 he wrecked in the same spot that he basically wrecked Justin Haley in this year's race. He wrecked hard into the tire wall in 2021 because that curb popped up.
Yeah, we'll give him a break on that one.
Their typical Logano dumbassery.
Last year he just yeeted his car into turn 1. And this year he did a little bit of both. I think he would have wrecked it where Justin Haley wrecked if Justin Haley wasn't there.
Yeah, he was just taking all the racetrack.
Speaking of wrecking people, Stenhouse.
He was fun at the Indy road course.
That was fun.
Breaking news: Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is xenophobic.
1776, we are the champs.
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, he is the guy that got out of the car at Daytona. It's 1776, we're champs. Woo!
Yeah, Stenhouse was just putting the bumper to all the.
Well, I mean, I guess we can cut him a break on Kobayashi. He did
That was the worst one, because what the hell did Kobayashi do to him?
Well, I mean,
Like, Jensen Button and him were kind of going at it tit for tat.
I mean, Stenhouse basically just sent Kobayashi into turn one.
Yeah, but I know he didn't mean to. I saw something about it. He kind of locked up or something.
Kobayashi got ran over a few times by guys not necessarily meaning to. And I don't know, it's just a coincidence, or if it's just like, that guy's there, screw him.
I mean, he is a rookie. They tend to do that to rookies.
That race was interesting because, the only caution came out on lap 2.
Yep.
I think a lot of guys were playing the race like, we'll get some cautions later. They never did. And guys who got spun early never recovered. Ty Gibbs admirably finished, 11th or 12th that day. William Byron had to start in the back into a pass-through penalty. Caught a break on the pass-through because of the early caution, but then the whole race went green, and he still only managed to get up to 14th from the back. That's how tough it was.
And I have a friend who hates Ford so much he can't feel good that McDowell dominated a race and showed his talent.
You want to know the real tragedy? I picked Michael McDowell as my weekly race bet, courtesy of my buddy Michael, and he didn't get my bet in because the text didn't go through, even though it said it did. So I should have won like $40 on Michael McDowell's win because I picked it.
I called it on the podcast last time we did it.
He did. He did.
Was gonna win.
Yep. Yeah, he said Michael McDowell's going to win after you left last episode.
Hell, Michael McDowell could have probably won 2 in a row. He probably should have won 2 in a row.
That was such a compelling race between McDowell, Elliott, Suarez all day long, and Reddick was right there too. We can't lose sight of that.
Kyle Busch was there until his motor.
Yeah, Kyle had some kind of mechanical issue, or it could have been a 5-car battle. But McDowell, Elliott, Suarez pulled a ridiculous move on Elliott, and
That was.
karma caught up with him immediately on pit road.
But come on, that bump and run was beautiful.
That was
unnecessary at that point in the race. Absolutely unnecessary and uncalled for.
well.
And it was really short-sighted because Elliott was going to give it back to him because that's what Chase does.
Yeah, I mean,
really short-sighted on Suarez's part.
Oh, Chase gives it back to you, and sometimes he gives you a little more. Charlotte.
Yeah. Chase is one of the pettiest race car drivers I've ever seen, and a lot of times he's justified.
Don't mind me, I'm just kicking the shit up with a punching bag a little bit.
But yeah, Michael McDowell gets the win and is in the playoffs. Chase Elliott finished second.
Agonizingly close for Chase Elliott.
I'm going to go ahead and call my shot yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, that at Daytona, there will be a shot winner that gets in the playoffs.
Hendrick Motorsports is going to align more than we've ever seen before to get Chase Elliott into the playoffs. Hamlin's been saying it for weeks. He fully expects if they're not in by Daytona, he says look out for Hendrick to try to 2018 Stewart Haas Talladega. It's harder to do now, but they will do. I guarantee they will do everything for Chase.
Probably. I mean, I wouldn't.
Why wouldn't they?
I can't say I'd be surprised at all.
They know what it means to that company. Now, here's the awkward thing, though. Bowman's in the same situation as Chase, so that's where it might get a little tricky. But it's got to be 48 or 9, and the 24 and 5 are going to be subservient to them.
It's going to be really bad and piss off the Hendrick drivers if Hendrick pulls a JRM from the first Daytona race.
Yeah, and with Bowman needing to win as well,
I mean,
can happen. Bowman's kind of wild on these super
it
speedways.
very well could happen. And not to mention, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I brought this up. Chase Elliott is winless at Daytona. He might have won
He's won 2 dual races and an Xfinity race there, but that's it.
Exactly, but in the Cup Series for points, he is absolutely winless at Daytona.
Had some close calls.
So if he is going to make the playoffs, he's going to have to get a 1 in the win column.
Somebody gave us a reminder. Incident at Daytona.
Say that again, Caden.
Chase threw a bad block.
On De Benedetto, right?
Yep, 2021. Yes. I remember that.
On the undeserving winner himself.
I mean, I really think that Chase Elliott, I'm not taking a dig at Chase Elliott here, but I really think he would be willing to try anything, even wreck the field.
He's that kind of guy. And also, if Mike Rockefeller got the hell out of his way at Indianapolis, he probably would have dumped McDowell, or at least got to him.
That's one of the things I could see happening. Chase Elliott's probably going to right rear somebody in Triola for the win.
Nah, he ain't gonna do that. Nobody's gonna right rear anybody anymore. Because I've seen guys go to do it, and then you see them go, like you can see their car's body language, like this mother, and then they realize it like clicks in their brain. Oh yeah, we'll get suspended, and then they can't do it. We've seen that a couple. I've seen it a few times lately. If guys go and like go to the left, and then they just don't do it. Larson at Pocono with Denny is the most recent one where I saw him go.
So,
yeah, control of his emotions.
Yeah.
So with Indy out of the way, we go to kind of midweek between Indy and Watkins Glen. I think the biggest news was that Chase Elliott didn't get the win like everybody expected him to.
Yeah, he blew it in qualifying, and then they blew it in the race.
What do you mean everybody? I wasn't expecting him to win a damn thing.
I kind of expected him to go to Watkins Glen and be the man. Never materialized. And I think it started with qualifying.
Well, I'm talking about like midweek. Like the talk of the town, so to speak, was I can't believe
like slam dunk.
Exactly. Michael McDowell, I mean, spot on for sure.
The last time I can remember being so sure about a race before it happened, what was that year Harvick won 3 in a row early in the season, and I literally called it because I saw the way he won Atlanta, and I said, dude, Harvick's about to win 3
2018.
The tracks that were coming up, I was like, he's going to win 3 in a row. There's no doubt about it.
2018.
And with Chase here, I was like, man, he's going to win Watkins Glen. Like,
that was 2018.
Yes, I called the Harvick 3 in a row before it happened because I was like, there's no way that anybody can compete with the 4 right now. And I felt that way. I was like, the competition's different because the cars are so close together now, but Chase Elliott will find a way. He's going to be in the mix. He'll be the man. Nobody knows how to get around or in those braking zones like he does.
Can I go ahead and bring up some rumors?
Yeah.
We'll get to it. We'll go. See, I kind of want to go like in order of time because nobody was talking about the rumors last week. Now all of a sudden, like it's rumor after rumor after rumor.
A lot of crazy rumors have come out. So yeah.
So now to Watkins Glen, Xfinity Series, Sam Mayer versus Ty Gibbs 2.0.
Okay, now everybody knows that's listened to my streams or heard me on here. My feelings on dumping and other guys for the win and such. I am a do unto others kind of guy. Now, when I see somebody just get smashed, I'm like, what the hell did he ever do to you? And I don't like that. But with the Sam Mayer Ty Gibbs thing, I'm like, oh yeah, Ty's had this coming for a while from a lot of people in the Xfinity series. I have no problem with it.
I'm a guy that rubbing is racing. I mean, that's the phrase that goes with the sports. I don't know any.
Rubbing's one thing, dumping is another.
I don't know any phrases that I can say, like sayings that I can say that's not cringy as hell, and I'm not gonna put that on YouTube.
Yeah.
But rubbing and touching fenders is one thing. Dumping and wrecking and right rearing, etc., is another.
There were actual idiots who were saying Sam needs to learn how to race.
Oh my God, the people in NASCAR on Twitter are such hypocritical kiss asses. You don't have to blur ass, you can say that. They are such kiss asses. And I'm like you haven't watched Ty Gibbs for the last 3 years in Xfinity, just run over everyone, teammates, no matter who.
At least,
show his ass.
At least Martin.
Even I use that logic. One of the excuses I got was Ty Gibbs is still learning. Here, you'll have
He got it, but he got that Saturday from Mayer because he had it coming. And it just so happened to be from a guy who's never liked it.
Sorry, you'll have to bleep this one. Motherfucker, Ty Gibbs is still learning, yet he's in the Cup Series. Sam Mayer is still going for a championship in Xfinity.
Let's be honest, this is a battle between two stupid rich kids who were underqualified for the stuff they got early, but I think Ty's obviously got raw talent and ability, where Mayer has been a slow burn. Like, I think he's got a long way to go.
I think Mayer
He's probably starting to show some improvement there.
I really think Mayer just needed to get that first win, and now he's going to take off.
Oh yeah, he's been aggressive in the 2 wins, just crazy aggressive. I know the tie thing that's been coming for a long time with those two, but man, he's been noticeably more aggressive, going for holes, putting guys in tight spots, making stuff happen instead of just blending into the 8th to 12th place crowd in the Xfinity Series that he's been accustomed to.
Oh yeah.
Hey, at least he was. At least he
Was it ethical? No. But
No.
was it deserved to the guy that got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say the guy that got dumped didn't deserve it.
He's deserved it from a lot of people.
He has. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Brandon Jones showed a lot of restraint in Phoenix last year. I mean, he's
leaving that team anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. I would have been a dick on the way out. I promise you, dude. I don't care.
I would have stuffed him into the wall so hard. You cost me a number 4, I'm going to cost you a championship.
You can cost somebody a championship in Phoenix by just getting in the way, and I would have done a lot better job of getting in the way if I was Brandon Jones. I would have been 8 lanes wide, and if you'd have got on the outside, I'd have used you up. And if you can't save it, keep it out of the wall, it's your problem.
Only problem
you know what I mean?
Handed the championship to Captain Bullcut.
Well, at least Ty Gibbs won it and Dickhead didn't.
At least he wasn't Captain Bullcut at that time.
The actual generational talent, Ty Gibbs won over the overrated prospect Noah Gragson.
Exactly.
Rob was okay with the outcome.
Let's see.
Yeah, Xfinity, crazy race.
Yeah, crazy race at Watkins Glen. A few more cautions than last week at Indianapolis.
I watched it in the pool at the Hilton in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, well, ain't you special?
What'd you say?
Ain't you special?
Oh, yeah. It was nice.
You know one thing I did love about the Cup race?
What?
It was over quickly.
That's the big positive from the last 2 weeks, especially Indy, because Indy was such a good race. It was done in 2 hours and 9 minutes. This race was like an hour and 57. And I was in the bar going, I hate that I'm wasting time watching this boring race, but hey, at least it's almost over.
Right. Yeah, another race with only... What? One caution. And that was for the 16th.
Ain't got no gas in it, as Carl from Sling Blade said.
Dale, I don't know if you did, but I listened to Denny's podcast on.
I have not yet, but go ahead.
Last night, and he brought up something very interesting. That, I mean, obviously I won't think it's interesting because, I mean, go Denny. I mean, I got a picture of him right here behind me. But all biases aside, he brought up a very interesting point. Everybody should stop putting all the blame on Alan Gustafson, because you got Chase Elliott, the driver of the car that should know how far the fuel can go after the switch. You got guys in the Chevrolet war room that could at least ask him, "Are you sure about that?"
You got to remember, Chase leans on them for that particular info.
Do what?
I think this one starts with the team, because the driver's got a lot more to worry about, and he leans on them for that. They didn't do a good enough job of saying, "Hey, save." They miscalculated, and he thought he was fine because he was trusting their information.
I'll cut them break. They're desperate.
They are desperate. I mean, right now they're not behind the 8 ball. They're behind every pool ball on the table. So
Michael Marutz brought up the interesting point that they were desperate. That's the only reason they wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Exactly.
It was a great strategy. It was working. They kept inching forward because there were no cautions, so it was going to take a while to get to the top 3. But he was inching forward every round of pit stops, and then
yeah, exactly. I mean, he got as far up as to what, 7th?
I thought he was about 5th or 6th. It was right in that neighborhood.
Somewhere around there, in the top 10 for sure. Say again, Kane. I'm sorry.
How about Michael McDowell throwing away his chance that against Bushler and then blowing up?
Well, it was a team effort. They were slow on pit road, and he screwed up too. So
yeah, he drove through He drove through a pit box that wasn't a pit box, but was a pit box, so he got a penalty.
I'm here to tell you right now, as good as McDowell is, Indianapolis was the perfect storm. What's been their weakness all year? Pit stops. In Indy, they only had to make 2. And on the second one, the car that was way faster than him and gaining on him had a horrible pit stop. Like, bad. Lost 9 seconds. It was the perfect storm.
And Michael McDowell said that he prefers to run without stage cautions. So that
I see why.
So yeah, Cup Series at Watkins Glen, kind of a snooze fest, just a little bit. William Byron gets his 5th win of the season. Now let's talk. Now let's talk about points. Chase Elliott behind the playoffs is nowhere where he can point his way in. Like, he's 101 points behind current last spot in Bubba Wallace.
Plane crash ain't gonna get Chase Elliott in now, so he's gonna have to win.
So I mean,
I'm just gonna come right out and say I want to see Bubba Wallace make it in, so Ultimate Dragon can shove it up her ass.
He had a very good race Sunday, Bubba did, and a good recovery from a leg problem.
Black supremacist, shut up.
She's a fat supremacist. How about that?
This ain't political, guys. Come on.
Big fat's a political party.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to get my YouTube.
Douglas and a Johnny Benson fan. It's a political party.
I'm not trying to be canceled off of YouTube.
I already made a video on that. So she finds it.
So here we go with a dilemma. Does Denny Hamlin help Bubba Wallace, his car, to victory lane if the scenario allows it? Or does he push his teammate, Ty Gibbs, to the win?
What's the point gap for the points lead? What's the point lead?
The points lead or the playoff on the bubble?
Points lead, regular season points championship. What is the deal there?
Now just between Truex and
39 points.
Yes.
39 points.
39, you said?
Yes.
Remember when Denny Hamlin got penalized like 30 points earlier this year?
Yeah, he brought it up too. So at this point, for Denny to win the regular season championship, it's a matter of him capitalizing on stage points, and
he's gonna go hell for leather for stage wins.
And unless Truex wrecks out in stage 1 and is one of the first cars.
Truex hasn't won a super speedway race since he was in the Xfinity Series in like 04, right? But Truex lately has been remarkable, and look back how good he was at Atlanta. Truex was really good at Atlanta.
Let me just say, Hamlin better hope the race isn't delayed to a Monday.
Yeah. Now, Truex was really good at Atlanta and seems to run top 10 the whole day before getting screwed or fading late. Hamlin, though, I love the different agendas we have here because, Hamlin's got a car trying to make the playoffs on his behalf as an owner. He's within striking distance of regular season points. It's still going to be tough. 39's a lot. But he's going to go hard as hell for those stage wins, and you're going to have other guys just going hard as hell for the race win. It's all over the place.
Well, like I was saying, if Truex luck at Daytona strikes again and he wrecks out in the first stage, Denny can cruise to it. I mean, get a few stage points, a couple of 7ths, 8ths. And if Truex is one of the first cars out, then Denny can easily just cruise to it with a few stage points. But
here's the deal. Here's a scenario for you that I found through math equations. If Bubba Wallace finishes 13th with no stage points, he is in the playoffs as long as there's not a different winner.
Exactly.
But I think there's going to be a different winner.
I think there's going to be a new winner.
Better with no stage points. But he's probably going to get stage points because he's consistently been top 5 during super speedway races.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll help his case.
But yeah,
Let me answer a question you asked earlier about if he helps Gibbs or Bubba. I think he helps Bubba. You get more of a check. if your driver isn't.
If he's going to help anyone, it'd be Bubba or himself.
Knowing
That's
Danny, the selfish douche he is, he's probably going to help himself.
Well, like he says, he's told Bubba and Riddick over and over, race me like I'm some stranger you don't know, because I'm going to race you the same way. But this is one of those rare situations where he can help one of his cars.
Back to the regular season lead, 39 points, Truex. If Truex makes it to stage 3, I don't know if there's anything Denny can do. Denny's just going to have to absolutely maximize on stage points and then just...
No riding around in the back, which is the usual Denny strategy for the first half of the race.
Exactly. Now, if like I said, if Truex wrecks out in the first stage and is one of the first cars out of the race, Denny can maybe ride around in the back. Maybe. And just stay out and get the stage points. But if Truex makes it to stage 3, past stage 2, Denny's going to have to catch lightning in a bottle.
I think Truex is going to get it.
I'm confident Truex will get it as well.
Now on to the playoff standings. Keselowski and Kevin Harvick have officially locked themselves into the playoffs.
Great for them, especially Brad.
I'm happy Kevin is going to get to go after a championship in his last season for sure.
Yeah, it's a tough hill to climb. They're mid when it comes. When I say mid, they're 5th place car.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at top 10, they are literally mid of the playoff guys, 5th to 7th.
Are you watching me punch this? She's just watching.
Why do you explain to me why Chase Briscoe finished 35th Sunday?
Dude, I don't even know.
Maybe Chase Briscoe's a bit overrated?
Oh, yeah. Why did Mike Rockefeller finish 19th on a road course in a 42? I thought the car was the problem.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you bring up a good point. I thought it was the car. I thought it was the team.
Yeah, they're bad, but put a decent driver in there, you'll see some improvement. What do you know? Throwing Noah under the bus again, and I'm loving it.
I guess I'll poke fun. This podcast is and is not brought to you by Noah Gregson.
Captain Bolt Cut himself.
Hey, Noah, you want to come on the podcast? You got a lot of free time lately. I mean, might as well find something.
Yeah, man, come on.
You can't hear it, but I did a little rim shot on my drums.
As the owner of the podcast, I have not yet formally sent out a invite to Noah Gregson. But yeah, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez is 43 out, but manageable maybe. Allmendinger's going to have to win. I'm pretty sure Allmendinger's going to have to win. 72 out. Bowman 96.
There's a possible scenario where two front row cars are in the playoffs.
There is a scenario. Todd Gillen gets through everything, through all the race. Because let's face it, Daytona is not going to be Indianapolis. Daytona is not going to be Watkins Glen. Daytona is going to have wrecks.
Yep. And people are going to be having them over their heads all desperate.
Dale, what are you beating on?
Don't worry, we don't have Noah Gregson out there to cause any wrecks. We'll be good there.
One less caution at Daytona. He's not going to be there. So.
Oh, no, there's going to be wrecks because there's going to be guys going for stage points. There's going to be guys going for position. There's going to be guys going for the win. There's going to be big wrecks.
That's the screwed up thing. Briscoe and Corley Joey go to this weekend going, I think I can pull this off. and get in.
Well, I mean, you also got Austin Dillon back there. He needs a win.
Yeah.
Everyone.
A repeat of last year.
We make fun of Austin Dillon a lot, but he's a solid super speedway guy. He got lucky last year, but he's still pretty solid.
Yeah, but he's not a solid anything else guy.
Look at the Daytona 500 this year. It was going to be the 8 and the 3 versus the 6 and the 17 before we had our customary late Daytona 500 caution to ruin a great finish.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, my
What a battle that was with Busher, Keselowski, Reddick, and Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
What a battle. And it was ruined.
But yeah, right now, 19th is AJ Allmendinger. I'm pretty sure everyone from him down needs to win this race at Daytona to get to the playoffs.
Had a great run at Watkins Glen.
Good Bowman split off. Now I think about it. Bowman. I mean, he's going to be a first round elimination, but he might. He's good at backing into wins.
He very well could make it. He very well could make it into the playoffs, but Alex Bowman has never had a. I'm very sure he has never won a restrictor plate or drafting track now. Now that I get
a lot of poles there because they have fast super speedway cars.
Well, yeah, he's gotten poles, but I mean poles don't win the trophy. So
Speed will take you a long way at Daytona.
Yeah, you'll be out in front of the bridge.
I'm going to make a prediction, just be poking fun. Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman are the front row.
I think Todd Gillen might win, to be completely honest.
No, I'm talking about.
Won this race before. Let's be honest.
No, I'm talking about in. I'm talking about in qualifying.
A surprise winner.
No, I'm talking about qualifying. Is the 9 and 48 are going to sit on the front row in qualifying? So that does remain to be seen. Okay, now rumors. Who wants to start?
2311 might be going to Ford, and Stuart Haas might have some charters available.
That is one of the reasons.
2311 going to Ford entirely depends on, does Gibbs re-sign Denny, or do they Kyle Busch him out the door, which it might be heading that direction.
That is what I was about to say, Dale. That is one of the reasons why Denny Hamlin's contract extension has not been signed yet. Is because
this is a negotiating tactic.
Is because 2311 representatives have not quite closed in a deal on Ford. They haven't closed in on a deal on Toyota. They have not closed in on a deal on which manufacturer their cars are going to be next season.
Ford is putting feelers out there because they see the writing on the wall that Stuart Haas is not happy with their performance and maybe looking to make a change, including selling a charter or two and downsizing and going back to Chevrolet.
If they sell a charter, it's going to be the 10th charter. Because
I agree. I could see them selling one charter, switching to Chevrolet, and
Smithfield
2311 entirely depends on Denny's contract with Gibbs.
Smithfield's out the door. Almirola is going with him.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, Smithfield has been with Almirola a good portion of his career.
The RPM days.
Yeah, I was about to say at least since the 43 days for sure. I think his first season in that car was 2012. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think AJ was in it in 2011.
Yeah, so I mean, ever since those petty days, Smithfield has found their logo on the Almirola car. So, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So Denny is still unsigned. That's. I want to say I'm concerned, but I mean, do I really need to be?
Just gonna say
he's gonna land on his feet wherever he goes. You know this.
I won't like Denny anymore, even if he goes owner driver mode. And I love owner drivers.
Well, I mean, he could always switch to Chevrolet. That worked for Kyle. Oh, more rumors. What we got?
Take it away, Kate. You're the one keeping track of this better than me.
That was the only rumor I had.
Well, I kind of mentioned the Stuart Haas, but we kind of just merged them all together.
We really did.
Yes.
Any other crazy rumors that I'm forgetting? I've had a busy weekend. Look at Metallica, man.
Eric Steph brought up this great point about Toyota teams and connections with JGR. They don't lack. So, maybe that could be encouragement for Hamlin to say, fuck you. You bleep that out. Screw it. For him to say that and just go race for Ford.
I think Ford sees the writing on the wall. It would make sense that Ford's like, okay, well, there's a Stuart Haas, we can replace them with 2311 and help 2311 get that third car for Denny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I still think, this is my gut, I think Denny re-signs, 2311 stays right where they are. Stuart Haas, who knows what's going on there.
I have that feeling too, but hey, not gonna act like that's not, there's not any valid things for any leaving.
Also, a major underlier is FedEx.
Ah.
Yeah, which do they pick, Gibbs or Denny? That would be massive if Gibbs lost them too. They just lost M&M's last year. They lost Mars. So
Exactly.
FedEx, I think
So,
JGR's got to get Denny. Denny's going to be fine no matter what. But
So-
I think JGR's got to keep Denny.
It would be massive if they lost Denny, Kyle Busch, and
Back-to-back years. That reeks of when Roush lost Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards,
Yep.
one after the other.
I feel like Toyota's dying.
Nah, they're not dying. It's just
Joe
look
Gibbs.
how good Truex is this year. I mean, they're fine. They just don't have numbers. Toyota doesn't have numbers. They've got speed. They don't have numbers.
Exactly. I mean, they only have.
That's why they're getting Legacy Motor Club.
They only have at this time they only have 6 cars on the track. So out of what 40?
I just realized.
Yeah.
Just realized something.
What?
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin leaves for Ford. 2 Toyota seats that get direct PRD support will be open.
John Hunter Nemechek. Hello.
I mean, we
Yeah, the other one.
The other one, that's a question mark.
Who do they even have in their pipeline? That
Who buys the Stuart Haas charter is another question.
I really think if Denny's going to go with a third car for full time, I really think Denny's going to buy that Charger.
Now, Denny's modest, but let me tell you right now, Denny Hamlin is one of the richest drivers in NASCAR.
If 2311 doesn't buy it, then Trackhouse just got a full-time car for Shane Van Gisbergen.
There you go. There's another scenario.
Exactly.
We're talking charters being for sale.
Well, I mean, that's only if one. If they sell 2,
Oh, then the floodgates have opened.
if SHR sells 2 charters, that's the Trackhouse car and the 2311 car. Keep in mind, 2311 and Trackhouse debuted in the same year, 2021. 1 car. 2022, they both moved up to 2 cars. 2024, they may both be jumping to 3 cars.
Oh, and in 2022, they made the championship board with an absolutely legendary move.
Well, I'm just talking about the similarities between 2311 and Trackhouse. I mean, it's almost like a tennis match. I mean, whatever one does, the other does at the exact same time.
Yeah. So I guess what if they made the 67 an official Project 90?
All about sponsors, man.
Would
That's where it begins and ends.
it be in a?
Kobayashi and Pastrana.
Would it
I think
be?
Kobayashi get another run. He didn't get a fair shake, I think.
Well, we still got the Charlotte Roval,
He's running that.
so
I might be there. I haven't decided. Watkins Glen stunk so bad and the Roval was so bad last year, I'm thinking about not going to the Roval.
you gotta come to
Just like I didn't
Talladega,
go-
dude. You
I
gotta
didn't
come.
go to North Wilkesboro because I said it was going to suck and it ended up sucking, so.
You gotta come to Talladega, man.
Maybe next year.
Maybe.
Metallica took a lot of my money this week, so.
I gotta get to Talladega.
Well, both y'all come.
This has nothing to do with the podcast, but only
I-
the fucking weekend I had, the concerts I saw, coolest experience of my life.
Well-
I gotta get to the next race Chad Fincham tries to enter.
Who?
Chad Fincham.
Chad Finch.
How dare
That
you?
one has got to finish for weird drivers.
What? I got to talk to that guy. Give me a break.
I got to talk to Marcos Ambrose once, but you don't see me begging for him to come back.
I met Martin Truex Jr. in 2012 at the Fall Talladega race, and then he got caught up in that big one, and I blame myself.
2013 Coke 600, I met Marcos Ambrose and David Reagan. Right after David Reagan won Talladega, it was like a couple weeks after or whatever.
I feel like Chad Fincham drives for MBM whenever he drives. Marcos actually won something.
Yeah. So, this is typically a real life NASCAR podcast, but we're going to kind of veer off the path a little bit. How about NASCAR all but pretty much shutting ties down with Motorsport Games?
Thank God!
To new beginnings.
So I don't know if I really want NASCAR to go with the multiple developers route because
Put that license out there and have people say, "Hey, I want to make a NASCAR game."
let's agree on one thing. Competition made Thunder 2003, 2004, Chase for the Cup 2005 the game that it is competition.
Same thing with Madden.
Three before this.
Exactly. And see, when EA bought that exclusive right in 2005, I think it was, or it might have been 2004, it just went downhill from there.
It was right when NASCAR Thunder 04 came out. So 2003 probably.
It might have been. But when EA bought that exclusive right, they just got lazier and lazier and lazier and just expected everybody to keep buying their games. And with the rumors of them coming back as the developer, I'm not a fan of that just because of the last game that they made, NASCAR 09, was basically just a big half-ass fuck you.
Honestly, what we need is stability. That's the only good thing I could think of with EA Sports would be stability. And look, it would be a fresh start. I think you'd see massive gains with each release, but after about 5 or 6 games, it'd probably start just being the same game over again, and we'd have our frustrations like we have with Madden. But I think they've got the thing is what they have that 704 Monster Games and Motorsports Games, what they didn't have was money. EA's got money, the budget to make a big time NASCAR game. Because yeah, Madden sucks, but it's such a well presented big time game. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like the presentation and everything, and it's like clockwork every year. You may not like it, like Madden, but
here's
there's positives and potential negatives.
Here's
If 704 still existed, then we would have had a great NASCAR game.
Oh yeah, because dude, when Heat 4 came out, I was like, oh man, this is good. When Heat 4 came out, tell me what y'all thought. I was like, man, this is good.
I enjoyed it. The extreme improvement from the ping pong effect of NASCAR Heat 3, 2, and Evolution was phenomenal. It was fun.
Heat 4 is so good. Heat 4 is so good, we're still playing it. Heat 5 and NASCAR Rivals, we're still playing it.
Exactly.
704 gave a shit.
They really did. They just didn't have the budget.
Exactly. But also, another developer that's in the talks is Monster Games / iRacing.
I would take that. That would probably be the best option.
I'm starting to think, well, you see the decisions NASCAR's been making lately and how good they've been?
That's another reason.
Yes.
That's another reason why
I think whoever make a game, I think that's the direction they're going.
That's another reason why I want NASCAR to just throw the license out there. Whoever wants to make the best game, go for it. Competition is going to make the great game.
We could see a return to the golden age of NASCAR games if they go that route.
We could because iRacing is probably the most popular and iRacing is probably the most popular NASCAR simulator / game, just to break that argument.
It's a game.
I mean, it's the most popular. everyone was leaving Heat 5 and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, league racing to go to iRacing.
Don't see why, since it's so overpriced.
It is
Well, I like
overpriced.
car racing. I don't want to put the money into it.
It is overpriced, but at the same time, I mean, you get the current roster every year.
I think you're better off going to NR 2003 for that because you don't have to pay for the damn thing, not even the game.
Oh yeah, NR 2003. That's the best right there.
Yeah. You know,
Kids, we had it good growing up, kids. You guys, hopefully you'll find
Yeah,
out.
too
But
bad I
as
missed
of
out on
right
that.
now, you never know. You
What?
never know.
I'm talking to people.
well, right now, I mean, I got a PS2 sitting over there. I gotta go get the cables, but I don't have a
I got a
controller.
PS2 and a drawer full of NASCAR games spanning from 2001 to 2008. So,
I have every PS3 NASCAR game.
correction, from 96 to 2008, because I have NASCAR Racing 96 and NASCAR 99 for PS1 over there.
Caden, I have the exact same thing. Hey, Caden, I have the exact same thing. Every PS3 game, I have it.
Got Under 3 for the GameCube down here.
I got NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup for the GameCube. By the way, on YouTube, if y'all want to click off, we're pretty much done talking about the race weekend of what just happened,
Yeah,
real
so
life
we wrap it
NASCAR.
up.
This is just Blake.
Here's something for you to beat. You're fucking this dog. I'm just holding its head so we can get on with this.
Well, that's 51-19. 51. It was actually closer to 15, so whatever.
Don't you beat chewing your nail. That is not good for you.
So I think that's
Got
about.
break coming on, so
I
take it
think
away.
I think that's about all we have for today and this week.
Glad to get caught up.
Tune in next week to recap Daytona.
Before I head to Darlington for the weekend, I'll be going to Darlington.
Oh, you gonna watch the race in person, huh?
Yeah, so once again, it'll be another weekend where I didn't stream. So I didn't stream Watkins Glen because I was in a pool. I was in Texas.
You know,
I'll stream this weekend Daytona, but then I'll be gone for Darlington as well. So
you know what I'm waiting on?
Baltimore.
The last stream of LA Noir.
That's coming. Might come tomorrow. I'm going to be playing a lot of Texas Chainsaw, but I'll need breaks because I got to finish Red Dead on the Switch. I got to finish streaming LA Noir, and yeah, I'm going to marathon the hell out of Texas Chainsaw because I'm really getting the hang of the game.
You said the last stream of LA Noir would be tomorrow. The other day when you was doing that last stream that you did. So
I might have fell asleep a lot during that day.
well, that's pretty much all that's all we have for today, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching in this episode of the Double File Restart with Charles Warren and Dale Davis featuring Caden.
My fault we missed a week. Sorry.
Sorry to do that. Please sub to me. I need more subs.
Yeah, go.
Sub to me as well. You don't ever have to watch me. Just sub.
Yeah, go sub to Dale.
So
Get
you can get 1K and start streaming from the track. Sub to me so I can actually get on the damn map.
exactly. Go sub to Dale. Get him to 1,000. Go sub to Caden just to make him relevant. Links to both their channels will be down in the description below.
100 subs and I remix the whole album.
There you have it.
Caden got shouted out by a bigger YouTuber than him, so he's happy.
I got rated by Mike.
Clable, which, by the way, if you know of Shit Cup, I have made the Shit-Tona 500, ladies and gentlemen. I will have the Jack Daniels number 57 in the field.